Good day, everyone. For today's video, I will be discussing science and technological literacy goal. Science and technological literacy is the ultimate goal of science learning. Its development starts early and formally begins in K to a completion of a degree and throughout life. A country whose citizens are science and technologically literate will be educationally and scientifically advanced. To achieve this goal, there are three intervening skills that need to be addressed. It means the science framework identifies three essential intervening skills or components that must be addressed to develop the scientifically and technologically literate citizens. First, let's talk about the first intervening skills, the understanding and applying scientific knowledge. Okay, let's read the meaning of understanding and applying scientific knowledge. Science literacy starts with acquisition of knowledge, ideas, concepts, generalizations, and theories. However, such knowledge should be understood and applied. Thus, in teaching, science teachers should be remembered that although memorization of facts is important, however, these facts, knowledge, generalization, and theories should be understood and used in a daily lives. These intervening skills is belong to cognitive domain in lesson plan. It means science learning starts when students learn facts, but it becomes meaningful when they understand and use those facts in everyday life. Memorizing is important, but children should also know why things happen and how science helps them in real life. For example, the teacher teaches to the students that plants need water, and then students learn the plants that need water to grow. And then they understand that without water, plants will dry and die. And then they will apply in a real life situation so the students water the plants every day at home or in school. That was the first intervening skill. Second is the performing scientific inquiry skills. Other than that, understanding and applying science knowledge, it is also the foundation of scientific and technological literacy. To perform inquiry skills. Scientific inquiry skills can be seen as a set to be learned by the students to include the science processes of the AAS, the performance of the scientific investigation, and the cognitive outcomes the students will achieve. This second intervening skills is belong to psychomotor domain in lesson plan. It means learning science by asking questions, observing, and doing simple experiments. So for example, a child sees that some plants grow taller than others. So the child asks, why are these plants taller? So the child observed where the plants are placed, and he, the child noticed that the taller plants get more sunlight. So this part, the child asking questions and observing. Second example, the student wants to know if sunlight helps plants grow. So the students will do a simple experiment. The student placed the one plant near the window and the other is placed in a dark corner. Then after few weeks, the plants near the window grows taller. So after the experimenting a few weeks, so the students can conclude what happened to the plants. The last intervening skill is developing and demonstrating scientific attitudes and values. The development and demonstration of scientific attitudes and values is a very important component of scientific literacy. What are the scientific attitude and values? It means are the habits of mind and behaviors that guide the learners when they explore, investigate, and explain things in a scientific way. These attitudes help students become curious, honest, careful, open minded, and responsible, which are essential for scientific literacy. For example, an elementary student notices that some plants in the garden grow taller than others and asks, why are these plants bigger? So the teacher will encourage the class to investigate by observing sunlight, water, and soil condition. So example will develop to the attitude of the students that they ask questions and find out how and why things happen. It motivates students to explore the surroundings. They seek answers. Why those plants bigger? So the attitude will be curiosity. So the curiosity of the students will develop in this kind of situation. So that was the example of developing and demonstrating scientific attitudes and values. So let's recap the three intervening skills. First, the understanding and applying scientific knowledge. The second is performing scientific inquiry skills. The last one is developing and demonstrating scientific attitudes and values. That's all, everyone, and have a good day.